one thing that I do not appreciate about the snow is how like soppy, soaky, slushy everything is like after the fact. So now I gotta clean. I'm gonna I guess just run the hose over this. I don't know. What do you think? The other thing that I hate about snow, or don't like, is how cold it has to be, and the fact that this area is just not equipped. I'm not equipped for these temperatures. I just went to cut on my hose, and the nozzle that we just purchased before all of this broken. Evidently it had some water in it, and now I'm soaking wet. Just literally just put on these clothes to come out here and do this, shoot a video, get some things done, and now I gotta turn right back around, go in the house and get changed. Soaking wet, soaking. I gotta love farm life, man. So this is what we're gonna give it another shot. Trying to get this done. I'm not gonna mess with that hose anymore. It's too cold outside. Like, not cold actually. It feels very good right now, but there's a wind chill in the air, and I don't want to get sick. So I'm not gonna mess with that anymore today. And we'll worry about that another day. I guess the snow on the porch will live to freeze another night. So what I'm going to be doing though is I'm going to go ahead and get these, and I'm going to move into the high tunnel and just work from in there. Okay, so we're on the hill now, and we're in the high tunnel, and when you think about it, this is a very appropriate place to be, considering that winter sowing in the milk jugs or Pepsi containers or whatever container you're using is literally just shrinking down the greenhouse technology into a small space, much like the humidity domes and trays you can buy at Walmart in the spring. I believe they're made by Jiffy, and some other companies are making them too, where you put the seeds in the peat pellet, you water, and then you put the dome on top. It creates a moisture-rich, warm environment that is ideal for getting seeds to germinate. I found that seeds that don't germinate outside of the high tunnel very quickly or at all will germinate in here in a matter of days, and it is absolutely amazing to me. So using that same technology on a smaller scale this year to do our perennials and herbs and flowers, it only made sense. And I'm not sure why I haven't done this already, but I'm kind of excited to finally jump on the bandwagon. Let me show you what we're going to be doing today. Alright, so I have a few jugs. I showed you, well, if you follow us on any social media, Instagram or Facebook, you would have seen this already. But we have about 5 jugs that we're getting ready that have been prepared by our son, and we buy distilled water frequently for our diffuser, essential oil diffuser, and so herbs plural, so I have several that we run, and so we have plenty of jugs. We use them outside for other projects as well, but basically by the time they go to the trash, they are trash. So I feel good about at least reusing and reusing, upcycling, recycling these things. We have the 5, and in those we're going to be doing ashwagandha, mullein. I'm excited about that. With all the respiratory issues that we have among the different members of the family, and even if you don't have respiratory issues, mullein can help you if you get into like COVID, flu, just a bad upper respiratory tract infection. This is really good. Thyme, sage, and chamomile. Chamomile is another one that I've struggled a lot with trying to get it to germinate, and I've bought organic plants through, oh gosh, as your standard, their garden I think is Eve's Garden or something like that, and I couldn't even get those to live. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but we're gonna try again. So what has already been done, again, there's 1,000,001 videos on YouTube about this, so I did not show the process. There was no need to. I just wanted to share with you why we were doing it and what we were going to be doing. Parsley, dill, basil, cilantro, what else? Practically all of our herbs we're going to be doing this way this year, and some of these will be separated out to be used for a clean start spring plant sale. So you get a view as to how we are growing your produce and your plants. These containers have that soil mix that we showed you over on our Facebook. It is 2 bags of Jiffy seed starting mix to 1 bag of Kellogg potting mix, and we just mix that all together, and we've been using that for our planting so far. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get my labels made, and then we'll get started. How it is supposed to be. Living life, hanging on a sunny bay. With you by my side, everybody knows me. I'm better together. All of our labels made, and I'm just gonna put the seeds in now. I'm gonna start with this chamomile. Chamomile is a very fine seed, if I remember correctly. This is Lottie Lawn. Let's see. Oh yeah. Kind of looks like a smaller version of, well, it kind of looks like celery. Can you see that? Yeah, it's tiny. The smaller the seed, generally, you don't cover it or you barely cover it, and a lot of times the really small seeds will also require light for germination. So I'm not going to use all of them, but I am gonna put it in here. I'm gonna do it pretty thick. My understanding about chamomile is that it likes to grow close to itself, and so yeah, I'll probably break these up into little clumps later as they grow. You can tell the confidence. I'm so confident. I'm already making plans as to what I'm going to do with them when they grow, because you know, girl, I got this. Guys too, I got this. Okay. I'm just gonna lightly tamp them down a little bit with my hand, like very little pressure. All right, I'm gonna put that to the side. My tape is back there in the little mini greenhouse thing that's within the high tunnel. So what would you call a greenhouse within a high tunnel? You know, we like to name everything around here. I thought about Hoopty Jr. I thought about Groupty. Then I thought that might send the wrong idea. I'll let that alone. Oh, I'm running my mouth underneath the label. Here we go. So if you have any ideas about what we can name our high tunnel, our high tunnel's name is Hoopty. That's where I'm at right now, 936 square feet. But a little portion of that we made a little mini greenhouse for our clean starts or our seedlings, and I need a name. When I'm giving directions or asking someone to do something, I like to be able to say, go here, do this, do that. I like to be very specific in naming things, especially with Brian. It's the more specific, the better. So instead of saying, going to the mini greenhouse within the high tunnel, if I can associate a name with that, it's going to go a lot better when it comes to giving him assignments and small things that he can do to feel valuable here on the farm. And he is. So we just want to make sure he feels that. That will help. Having said that, before Brian lived with us, we were really into naming everything. So he just added an additional reason. So what do you guys know about ashwagandha? All right, this is the next one. You harvest this root, and evidently, if you do things right, you can harvest more seeds as well from the plant the next season. So we'll see. I've been just doing a lot of research about herbal remedies, and y'all know my goal is to get off of, oh, this looks like, it's like tomatillo seeds. Okay, I don't want to use all of these either, but I'm gonna use a good bit. Tomatillo seeds, or yeah, to me that's what they look like. So again, these are really small. I'm just gonna sprinkle them on top here. Oh, and this soil that I'm using was literally frozen because we had left it out on the front porch. We covered it so it wasn't getting like soaking wet, but when the snow came, it did get pretty moist. So I'm lightly covering this, but like, again, some of the seeds are not going to be covered completely, and I'm okay with that. Those are some small seeds. I barely cover my tomatillo seeds, so I'm going to treat these the same. All right. Ashwagandha root is supposed to be really good for anxiety, sleep, you know. Sleep is very important, so I have purchased the extract and used it, and I did sleep. And again, if I can grow it instead of buying it, I want to. So, all right, next we have mullein. The goal for this year's apothecary, as you can see, is huge. Like, as much as I love the high tunnel and how great it is for growing stuff, I would be okay if every one of these rows had a perennial herb on it that we could use this whole 936 square feet for that, and then be able to make our own products for ourselves, but also for the public, our community. Like, that just makes me feel so good. Not there yet. Only thing we have in here that is perennial, or that is our rosemary on one side and the oregano on the other, and both of those were mistakes. I probably should not have done that, but I know now. Oh, y'all, this one sounds small too. It says direct sow in fall for spring, so it's winter for spring. It's sowing late spring, store in the freezer for 48 hours. See, that's that cold stratification. Sow in early spring, pressing the seeds down. Do not cover. Keep cool and in full sun. Do not overwater. Germination will occur in 14 days. Read the instructions. I can read the instructions on the others. Okay. This one doesn't have it, does it? Sow in spring. Barely cover. Yep. So, okay. So smart. There's some consistencies that you will pick up on. I have 2 packs of these, so I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and plant this whole pack. Let me see how much is in here. It says 150 seeds. Maybe not. Oh my gosh, y'all. I gotta show y'all this. You see that? See them right there on the side? Oh my gosh, they are tiny. Tiny, tiny. That's crazy. Decided to put it in my hand so you could really see how tiny, like they literally fit in your fingerprint, like the lines of your hands. This is wild. And something so small could do so much good as it becomes mature and grows. It is absolutely such a beautiful gift from God to us. Like, I stand in awe every single time I come out to the garden. I was about to start preaching again. So I'm sprinkling these in now. And oh my gosh, I cannot wait to try mullein tea. Like, I've gotten mixed reviews on the flavor of it. So tiny, y'all. What it tastes like. But one thing that is consistent, without a doubt, make sure I roll that down, is he sneezing? What you done got into, Brady? One thing that's consistent is, in what I've researched, is how good this is for respiratory issues. So we're gonna see. Moving on to thyme. You can literally never have enough time. See what I did there? Oh yeah, I'm gonna plant all of these. Another small seed. No, not all of them. They look like miniature brassica seeds. Brady, stay out of trouble. Stop making Brian, but press the button. Alright. We only have one more, and then I'll go get the tape. And that's sage. I actually grew sage from seed last year. Did I plant that in? I don't know if I actually planted it in 2024 or if I planted it in 2023 for 2024. But at any rate, last season I did sage, and it did really, I know these seeds are bigger. It did really, really good for a while. I was able to harvest them. Sage looks like a smaller okra seed. I'm gonna make a little dibbles for this one. The germination rate, Johnny's on most of their packages. I've had some that have showed up without the germination rates, but most of them have it. I'll put on the package what the germination rate is. So generally, if anything is below 95, especially if it's something I don't have time to replant, I'll just put 2 seeds per cell or whole. And that's what I'm gonna do here. Bring it up and tamping down. That tamping down does make a difference, and the reason being is you need there to be good contact with the soil so that when that seed does sprout, the roots don't have to go like, where's the soil, where's the nutrients, help. And in the ground they can literally just like wash away because there's too much space. So you don't want a whole lot of air pockets when it comes to starting your seeds. I learned that the hard way. Well, I don't say it wasn't hard, but it was just one of those things that I've learned with experience. It feels weird to say that. And as much experience as you can have as a gardener, you're always green. You're always learning. So if you're new, don't freak out. there's probably stuff that you know that the experienced gardener forgot years ago. Go help them, remind them they need it. Okay, I've seen a lot of videos where they use duct tape, but I think that one that we got, it was a bad batch. It's just not sticky. So I'm gonna use this. This is like a packing tape, and it works pretty good. So that's what I'm gonna use. So our first one we're gonna do this time. You know, the crazy part about this is that we had that snow, and now the temperatures are, you know, back where they normally are for us, which unfortunately does include 70-degree weather. So one of the things that is suggested in all the videos that I've seen is to make sure that these are placed in, oh, and I'm not watering because the soil is moist, by the way. But if your soil was dry, you'd want to do that before closing it up. I guess you could do it after too. That's the other thing I was gonna say. So it's gonna be in the 70s. We're gonna make sure we sit these in some shade, right? That's the first thing that we're gonna do. Another reason why people like this so much is because it's so low maintenance. You don't have to worry about watering if you're getting regular rain. And so to ensure that these get some watering, you would make sure that you take the tops off before finishing up everything. And that allows for airflow as well. The thing about the humidity domes that you can purchase at the store is they're not airtight. So I wish this had like a cutter, but it doesn't. They're not airtight, so air does get in. This high tonal is not airtight either. So in recreating that, that's our first one. You see this lid here, and take it off. And then water can go through and give our plants some needed nutrients. So I'm just going to work on the rest of these, and then I'm going to pick a spot to put them, and I'll come back and show you that. Okay, I realize that I'm probably not going to have time to go ahead and get these placed somewhere while the sun is still up and everything. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video now, but I want to go down a quick checklist. Just make sure I said everything that is the most important in this video. When choosing your jugs, you can use just about anything that is water resistant, okay? Just about anything water resistant and food safe, okay? Number 2, you're gonna make sure you remove your lid. You're gonna make sure, number 3, that you put holes in the bottom of your containers to allow for drainage of water that's going to be coming in as it rains through the top. Now, if you get a really heavy downpour, you may want to come out, cover these up. I saved the lids for mine there and there, yeah. And hopefully they don't get lost, but at the very least, I could just throw some plastic or a bag on the top of them, or even bring them in if I put them in a covered area like in here in the high tunnel. In here in the high tunnel will be too warm for this, as this is already a level of insulation. These things in here would probably just shrivel up and die as soon as they sprout. If they sprouted at all, it would be almost like solarization, even though it is winter time. Like I said, we're going to get into the 70s by the end of the week, I think. It's Sunday, January 26th today. Yeah. So yeah, by the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, it's going to be all the way into the 70s. So that would not be a good thing. You want to make sure you choose a well-draining soil, something that is going to hold some moisture, but that is not going to create unnecessary moisture in there and cause mold. So you can already see the greenhouse effect taking place here, because I have the lid on these. even though they weren't completely closed, there was already a sort of collecting of moisture. So just imagine how that's going to be now that they're closed up on the sides. It's limiting even more airflow. So you don't want too much moisture. Keep an eye on them for sprouting, for mold, for excess water. And if you are not getting rain where you are, you're going to want to just kind of shower these just a little bit over the top and make sure they have some moisture in there for those seeds to germinate and continue to thrive until you're ready to go ahead and put them into the ground, into the hot tunnel, into the pot, wherever you're going to put them. Having said that, the good thing about doing this is that I'm not going to have to worry about a hardening off period because these are already outside. They'll be stronger plants than the ones that we will be growing inside, because they will be enduring the low temperatures, they will be enduring the highs, they'll be already acclimated to everything that's going on out here. So no hardening off period. They can go directly from this jug to a spot in the ground or wherever you're going to be planting it. The other thing to take into consideration is things that really don't like their roots to be disturbed may not be a good option for this type of winter sowing. In those cases, you may want to choose something smaller and do maybe 1 or 2 seeds, like a water bottle, right? And that way you really don't have to separate any roots when you get ready to plant. Or a water bottle, you could literally just cut the bottom out and drop the plant right into the ground. Some of those things are okra. It doesn't like its roots to be bothered very much. Can't think of others right now off the top of my head, but just keep that in mind. You may want to research that before you get to this point. Most perennials are going to be okay because, you know, they're just hardy, man, and they can endure quite a bit of trauma to their roots, to their tops, all of the above. Thanks for watching yet another one of our videos. We hope you learned something, and at the very least, maybe you were entertained. But thanks for joining, thanks for watching, and we hope that by now you subscribed, right? You're a part of the Bain Home Gardens family, and we hope to see you on the next video, which I'm about to start recording right now. Peace.